Thursday morning on the Radio Vision Network. Thank you for tuning in. I am Mark Cook, and we are jamming this morning, and we're going to get things started right away with Mr. Rob Lucas from Donkey's Place, the best cheesesteaks, hands down, Philadelphia, South Jersey, I don't care where you're from, they are the best cheesesteaks. Rob, welcome and good morning.
Good morning.
So, give me the history. I listen, I think that most people out there know about Donkey's Place, right? You guys have been pumping out cheesesteaks for the last 75 years.
Yes.
And you've been doing it at the highest possible level. They've got celebrities that come in. They've got world-renowned food guys that come in and tell you how great your cheesesteaks are. But let's get into the history a little bit, because this is a family business that has stayed in the family for all that time. The Lucas family has really made their roots here in South Jersey and wanted to provide the best sandwiches they possibly could. So talk about that evolution a little bit.
My grandfather started in 1943, same location in Camden. Then my dad took it over probably 30 years after he started it, ran it his whole life up until 75. And then I took over about a year ago for him.
Okay, so your dad, he passed away last year, which was really it was a tough situation because he had a long battle with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about how the community kind of rallied around you guys when that happened.
Everyone's been great. I mean, everyone's awesome that comes in there. I remember I was bartending at the Flying W, and I had a guy come in, and we started talking about donkeys, and he said that my grandfather had served them, and then my dad had served them, and then I did, and I thought that would never happen again. I was amazed.
It's 3 generations.
And now I come into Camden, it's every day, 50 people, the same.
How does it make you feel?
It's awesome. It
It's
feels
such,
like home.
it's amazing to have that kind of establishment in a community as large as ours. Really,
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of people that live around here, but to know on an intimate basis people that have come in for 3 generations to your place to get the best cheesesteak in the area, and I keep saying that not to build him up or not to make him sound bigger or badder or better than he is. It's just legit, you guys. Your cheesesteaks are a little different than the traditional Philadelphia cheesesteak that you get at one of those places down there in South Philly that are on the longer roll with they do the real heavy cheese whiz with onions or without. You guys do a really unique round roll cheesesteak. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
So a round Poppy Seed Kaiser, it's done with American cheese, and put a ton of onions on top.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, the sautéed onions or the fried onions that go on a Donkey's cheesesteak, they pop with this flavor that's a little bit different because they're so flavorful, you're not even sure you're eating an onion. You're like, wait a second, onions aren't supposed to be this tasty.
Yeah, people come in and say they hate onions, and I put them on the side, and they're like, oh, give me more, put more on it.
Is there something in the process that you guys do, or you can't tell me about that?
My grandfather made this seasoning. We put it on the onions, and when we cook them, and it just changes it.
Okay, so like when they're not like caramelized, right? Because they would need to get cooked down a little bit more. They're like towards they're like towards this caramelization. So honestly, even if you just want to try some really good onions, go to Donkey's.
We get people coming in and just get onions and cheese, no meat.
Really?
Vegetarians eat our cheesesteaks.
That is a really cool thing. Really cool, because I would never think to go and get a cheesesteak without the steak, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you it's awesome because those onions they pop. The flavor is so good now. I don't know where your supplier is, or I'm sure you got like all sorts of secrets about where you get the onions and then the process and all that stuff. But I kind of got away from it. But let's get back to the family aspect of it. So we had talked about your dad. He passed last year, and then you've taken over since then. How has the business changed in the last year? Have you seen any changes, or have you really tried to hold true to the Lucas family values there?
We're holding true to everything pretty much. Changed the hours a little bit. We're open a little later now, and then we're open the first Saturday of every month. We haven't been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, this is new, right? Because normally you guys are open Monday to Friday,
10 to 5.
10 to 5, and then you've been closed on Saturday and Sunday,
Mhm.
but the first Saturday of every month,
Yes.
you're also open 10 to 5.
Yes.
Which is awesome for people that are cruising around on a Saturday morning or afternoon to just pop in and grab a cheesesteak.
Mhm.
Was this like out of demand? People were like, Rob, please, I need my cheesesteaks on
Yeah,
Saturday.
a ton of people couldn't make it in on the weekdays, and they would want to come in, on the weekend. But I don't want to give up every Saturday yet,
Right.
because I got to be there.
Right.
But,
Yeah, I mean, and that's it. That's the other thing is, you may say, wow, they're only open 10 to 5 Monday to Friday. I mean, come on. Well, wait a second. Rob is doing it. This is what he does. He's got a lot on his plate. Pun intended, and you can punch me in the face later, right? It was a really stupid joke, but you have a lot on your plate. You have a lot going on. This is a big undertaking for one person to handle 2 restaurants. You've got the location there on Haddon Ave in Camden, but you also have a location on Tomlinson Mill Road in Medford.
I'm in Medford. My brother runs that one.
Okay.
My brother.
Again, so the family, they have kept it in the family, and that's a way to control the quality and make sure that the level of excellence is always met. And when you talk about levels of excellence, when you talk about donkeys, you talk about awards, and you guys have won tons of awards, and that's nice to get recognized and all of that stuff. But let's talk about a guy. His name is Anthony Bourdain. I'm sure you've recognized his name. If you're not sure who he is, Google him real quick. He is one of the biggest food guys out there. He travels the world to find great food, interesting food, different types of food. He came to the Philadelphia area to find a cheesesteak. Rob, what did he find?
He found donkeys in Camden, New Jersey. He said we were the best. Better than anything in Philly.
Not only the best, but hands down, far and away the best. And I wish I could have talked to him about it because I wanted to know why he said that. But I can almost figure out why, because it's a cheesesteak, but it's a little bit different, and it's just better because of the quality ingredients you guys use. So the onions might have done it for him, or the roll might have done it for him, or the way you guys season your steak may have done it for him, right? I guess we're never going to know the exact reason, but because you guys do it so differently, that's, I think, what makes it so good. Yeah. All right. I mean, let's talk about when he came in.
I
What
wasn't
was that
there
like?
Day.
You
My
weren't
dad
there.
was there. He said there were a camera crew, like 12 people. It was awesome. Really nice guy.
I can't even imagine what it was like for the shop when he came in. It had to turn the shop on its
crazy.
head, right? You got all these people in there. You got these showrunners, and I'm sure they're doing all sorts of stuff. You got the big cameras there, and then you have this presence of Anthony Bourdain. He seems like such a down-to-earth, cool guy. I imagine you said your dad was there. That had to be a thrill,
Oh, yeah.
right? I mean, it had to be a huge, huge thrill, because that's not something that you guys asked for, paid for, really pushed to happen. It's just kind of something that evolved and kind of it was the best advertisement you could ask
Oh,
for,
yeah.
right? I mean, I think that's like you could pay thousands and thousands of dollars and get really good advertising, right? But what's better than having one of the most well-respected food guys out there come in and talk about how great your place is? That made me want to get back to donkeys faster, right?
Mhm.
I just was there, it's been about 6 weeks. I'm not gonna lie, but every time I think of that, I'm like, man, I just got to get back because the cheesesteaks are so good. Tell me, did Grandpa ever tell you why he wanted to make them a little different?
I never met my grandfather. He passed away a little before I was born.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. But he did leave you a legacy, which was kind of unheard of. It's unheard of to have a business that's been around for that long and to take through the evolution. So I apologize for that. I obviously didn't know. But what I do think is that he saw an opportunity to make the cheesesteaks a little bit different and a little bit better. And they've held that all the way through 75 years. That's quite a thing, man. I mean, do you ever take a step back every once in a while and think kind of like the power and the awe that's kind of behind that?
It's pretty awesome.
It is. It is awesome. I got to take a quick break. We're going to go through some commercials right now, but we're going to come right back. I'm going to actually go take some speaking lessons because apparently I can't speak this morning. But we'll be right back with Rob Lucas from Donkey's Place. Stick around after this quick break. We'll be right back.
Extra Innings is the nation's premier indoor baseball and softball training center, featuring indoor batting cages, 7 multi-use tunnels, and training rooms. Extra Innings can provide professional instruction, private and group lessons, and the best year-round clinics. Along with a nationally recognized pro shop that features the latest and widest selection of equipment and apparel, our experienced staff can provide you with the right instruction and help you find the best equipment for your ability and budget. Extra Innings, where the game never ends.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
Today's show was brought to you by Alicia Kelly of White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Alicia is your RV expert. Contact Alicia at alicia@whitehorserv.com or give her a call at 856-262-1717, extension 203. When you think of RV, think Alicia Kelly.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee. I am Mark Cook. This is the Radio Vision Network, and we are jamming on this Thursday morning. I'm talking to Rob Lucas from Donkey's Place. So, Rob, one thing we missed in the first segment was, Donkeys. It's a pretty cool name. It's a different name. Mm-hmm. How on earth did you guys come up with the name Donkeys?
Well, my grandfather was in the cavalry, and he said he had to punch like a kick of a mule, so they called him Donkey. And then he went on to be an Olympic boxer in the 1928 Olympics.
Really? That is awesome.
He went undefeated, but didn't get a medal because it's more like a team thing, so if your team doesn't...
Wow, so in 1928, the boxing was a team sport.
Well, you're your country.
Right.
You can't just,
Yeah, but they didn't give the guys medals?
Not like a gold medal or silver medal, but he got a medal for being in it.
That's awesome.
Sure, exactly.
That is so cool. I can't even. So obviously he was a military guy most of his life, and then gets this really kind of funny, cool nickname, the Donkey, right? I'm sure so many people made so many jokes, but then once they realized that he could beat them up really easily, those jokes kind of got flipped on their head. That is so cool. So after he was in the cavalry, you said, he then became an Olympic boxer. Mm-hmm. That is so awesome. At a time, 1928. I mean, think of the stuff that was going on in the world at that time. What a crazy time to be one of the look, if you were an Olympic boxer at that time, you were one of the top athletes in the world. That is so amazing. I mean, do you guys have this documented history somewhere? I mean, does somebody write this down and make sure that this gets preserved? Yeah, that's got to go in the safe, right? Put that in the safe and make sure that stays live.
Pictures on the bar, behind the bar.
Awesome. That is so cool, and what a nice little piece of history to know where the name came from, because I associate the name with the cheesesteaks, right? Mm. But honestly, there's so much more to that story than just a catchy, cool name for a cheesesteak place. In terms of that cheesesteak place, you guys, you've been in Camden for so long. I mean, everybody who's everybody or anybody who's anybody knows Donkeys. So I imagine you've had a lot of local celebrities, and then in the boxing world,
Michael Buffer has come in a couple times. Leroy Diggs, Golden Glove champion. He just stopped in about 3-4 weeks ago. He brought his belt in, let everyone take pictures.
That is so fun. It is so cool. It's like, when a celebrity comes in, they're coming in because they like your place. It's not one of those deals where like, hey, please come and generate business for my place, right? Like a Golden Gloves champion boxer comes in, he's coming in because he wants a cheesesteak, not for the publicity or not for anything else. But man, for the rest of the people that just happen to be in the store that day, they get to see a championship belt, take pictures with it, shake his hand. Like, you never know what's going to happen at Donkeys. That's kind of the thing, right? You never know who's going to pop in and say hello. It's such a cool. It's such a cool thing to me. To, you take it for granted, right? It's a daily occurrence. It's an everyday thing
Senators,
for you, right?
Lawyers, doctors, judges, in Camden.
It's so cool. And just think, we got the Democratic National Convention coming in later in the summer. Listen, a lot of them, they're going to head down to Philly. We got to figure out a way. The ones, because we're going to have a lot of them staying over here in New Jersey. We got to figure out a way to get them into Donkeys, right? I would love to have Hillary come into Donkeys, right? I'll show up. I'll take some pictures. We'll take some pictures with Hillary at Donkeys. How funny would that be?
Awesome.
To have Hillary Clinton with the Kaiser roll? Oh man, that would be the best. Hey, Hill Dog, show up at Donkeys, will you? All right, she won't see that, but don't worry about it. It'll be all good. I think that Donkeys, honestly, don't ever change anything because you guys are putting out such a great cheesesteak, and it's such a great thing for the community to have and to be able to be a part of. And I know that that's part of kind of Donkey's future, right, is to get more involved with a lot of the youth sports and different community events. So, without giving too many secrets away, what's kind of on the horizon for Donkeys?
Working on a Little League baseball team right now with a guy named Kevin from, he's an EMT in Camden and a firefighter in Collingswood. We're going to sponsor his team.
See, I mean, how awesome is that? We're talking about guys that give back to the community, right? He's an EMT and a firefighter in Camden. And if you don't understand how tough of a job that is, it's a tough job. I'm telling you it is. So not only does this guy have a hard job, he's now partnering with other businesses and friends to give back to the community. And it's just such a powerful and cool thing that people need to support businesses like you guys because you do those things. Now, the one thing I wanted to talk to you about is how I find you on the internet and social media and all that stuff. Now, I know you're going to be like, oh, dude, listen. It's been a work in progress. We've had so many different evolutions of our social media and our Facebook pages and all that stuff. So be patient with them because they are changing and they are trying to increase their presence. So right now, if you're on Facebook or you want to type into the search bar, Donkey's Place-Camden, that will get you to the page that they're trying to promote and use as their primary Facebook page. That's Donkey's Place-Camden. Put it in the search bar. It should be the first one that comes up, and then that will have all of the information there. But this is something to kind of keep an eye out for, right? You guys are now ready to kind of increase your online presence as well as your community presence. So that's an important thing to know that, look, they're trying to service their customers in every possible way. This is not a business that is sitting on its laurels after 75 years. They're trying to continue to do the things that made them successful 75 years ago in 2016 to take them for another 75 years. 2080, can you think about that? Can you think about what the cheesesteak is going to be like in 2080? I can't even.
Same. It should be exactly the same.
That's right.
Not change it.
It should be exactly the same. That's right. Rob, this was awesome, man. I want to thank you so much for coming in. But before I let you out of here, I want you to look into camera one, and I want you to invite everybody down to Donkeys to grab a cheesesteak.
Come on down to Donkeys. We're at 1223 Haddon Avenue in Camden. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, and the first Saturday of every month.
That's
10
it.
To 5.
That's it. Get down there. He is Rob Lucas from Donkey's Place in Camden, and there's also one in Medford if you want to go see his brother. But we're pushing you to Camden. Get down to Camden. The spot in Camden is awesome. It's right on Haddon Avenue. Go to Donkey's Place Monday to Friday, first Saturday of every month. Check him out. His name is Rob Lucas. Thank you so much for coming in, Rob. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You're quite welcome. Stick around. We're moving right along on Morning Coffee on the Radio Vision Network.